Those who've been following transportation projects in North America may be familiar with the Orange County Transportation Authority in Southern California and their forthcoming streetcar connecting the cities of Santa Ana and Garden Grove along the former Pacific Electric right-of-way. However, you may have missed an equally or more important project to the north that was recently completed, which is the Route 26 bus service extension from Yorba Linda all the way to Downtown Chino Hills in San Bernardino County. The city of Chino Hills has long been known as San Bernardino County's cheap knockoff version of Yorba Linda on the north side of the Chino Hills hills, but has recently set itself apart by constructing a dense, vibrant, walkable, transit-focused downtown center, which in the next year and a half will be seeing the completion of 4 million new units of affordable housing, which will greatly increase the demand for trips between San Bernardino and Orange counties. This is why the OCTA has chosen Route 26 to be extended to Chino Hills, as it is the first transit line to directly connect these two counties without first having to pass through either Riverside or Los Angeles County. And with a new devoted right-of-way through Chino Hills State Park, travel times will be greatly reduced as the bus will not have to rely on the 91 or 57 freeways, which are known for being backed up with traffic in either direction any time of the day. So come along as we ride on the new Route 26 extension to downtown Chino Hills. We're here in Placentia at Rose Drive and Yorba Linda Boulevard, and we're about to take the 26 to downtown Chino Hills. Looks like they haven't updated the sign information yet. This bus used to terminate here for a while, but when Yorba Linda's downtown redevelopment happened, they extended it further to Lakeview. I guess the other 7 shopping centers right next to Main Street weren't quite enough to merit a bus service alone. They had to build an 8th one. But now they extended it all the way to downtown Chino Hills. That's super exciting. I grew up in Yorba Linda, so the 26 was like my lifeblood for getting back home after all my adventures biking and using transit throughout Orange County. So I love the 26. And the fact that they extended it to Chino Hills is super amazing. That's going to be so useful. I've been told the proper way to say that is OCTA, but if Bay Area Rapid Transit is BART, then it's OCTA. I don't care what anyone says. But the more important question is, are we going to get a New Flyer or a Gillig bus? Stay tuned in 5 seconds. Oh nice, it's a Gillig.
Hashtag Gillig Gang.
And it looks like they haven't updated the head sign either.
Next stop, there's Route 26.
Doors open.
We're passing the Nixon Library. Richard Nixon was, of course, one of the most famous rail fans in American history, having signed the legislation that created Amtrak. Ironically, his hometown of Yorba Linda is the longest stretch on the Metrolink system through a populated area that doesn't have a train station. Though there was originally supposed to be one, the proposed location was pretty terrible and it was met with a lot of local opposition. Downtown Yorba Linda was once an important rail hub on the Pacific Electric Railway, being the terminus of the La Habra-Fullerton-Yorba Linda line, which was an important link for the agricultural industry when this area was mostly citrus and avocado orchards. Here we're turning north on Lakeview, where we will loop back onto Lemon. This is where the bus ended prior to the Chino Hills extension. They tore down the library to build an In-N-Out burger. Guess Californians got their priorities. So prior to this extension, we would have just turned left and gone back to Fullerton, but now we're turning right and going to the Chino Hills on Imperial Highway. And yes, this is the same Imperial Highway that goes all the way to LAX and Dockweiler Beach if you stay on it for another 30 to 40 miles. We're only taking it about 1.5 miles to Prospect, where we'll turn north towards Chino Hills. In addition to the Pacific Electric, Imperial Highway was once home to OCTA Route 20, which went from La Habra to Yorba Linda, but was discontinued due to low ridership, following in the footsteps of its predecessor 70 years prior. You know transit in your city is going to be bleak when the interurban train was discontinued before World War II, and when the local amusement park builds an attraction based on it, and then discontinues it also. But the 26 is here to defy that. Alright, we're turning on Prospect. At the end of Prospect Avenue, we continue north onto a devoted right-of-way.
Squasher bus, everyone wants to ride the squasher bus.
What are you, 5 years old?
Here we get a nice view overlooking the dam at Carbon Canyon Creek, and continue onto the new bus lane. Wow, I guess they didn't have time to pave the new busway yet. Over here we're passing by the Redwood Grove. These redwoods aren't even from this part of California, but they're still really majestic. The busway takes us up a ledge overlooking Carbon Canyon Regional Park, which is right next to the entrance of Chino Hills State Park. Now approaching Chino Hills State Park. Please hold on. We are about to go airborne. Wait, I don't remember this part on the map. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Kirov reporting.
Alright, we made it to Chino Hills State Park. Here we're passing by the immortal lemon trees. When they cut down the orchard that was here, the trees grew back new shoots from the rootstock, so they might actually be different variety than was originally grown here. It's pretty cool. We cross the bridge over Carbon Canyon Creek and proceed eastward on Telegraph Canyon Road. This street has a bunch of new bus benches for the 26 extension. We see the first one here at Deemer Trail, named for the water filtration plant at the top of the hill. We cruise on through the canyon to our next stop at Easy Street. Our Gillick low-floor bus seems to be handling the terrain pretty well. We pass the next stop at Little Canyon. Over here there's this nice creek. If I was on my bike I would get off and show you, but I can't. Oh, over here the creek forms a lake and you can hear the frogs certain times of the year. We stopped here at Four Corners because we're ahead of schedule. The driver said I could get off and get some fresh air. Better believe the air is fresh. Yeah. And there's also a bathroom here and some tables. It's pretty clean. We continue east and head around this sharp curve where we connect onto Ridge Trail and start zooming down the hill. Man, this is so much easier than biking. The views up here are so spectacular. I feel like I'm in the Windows XP background. On the left side we can see the campground, which is our next scheduled stop. I need to camp here sometime, now that it's easier to get to. Down there's Lower Aliso Canyon. You can take that all the way to the Santa Ana River. Oh hey, it's paved here. Here we're on Bain Canyon Road, which leads up to the northeast entrance of Chino Hills State Park. Yeah man, I love Chino Hills State Park. I hope they never ruin it by building a freeway through it or something. There's the entrance gates where if you drive a car in, I think you have to pay money, but we get in for free on the bus. One super smooth downhill later, we enter into the city of Chino Hills. From here the bus runs express to downtown Chino Hills because the city didn't allocate funding for additional bus stops. But not to worry, you can always get around Chino Hills using the totally reliable publicly funded Uber called OmniRide, provided you don't need to go anywhere on the weekend. Alright, we made it to downtown Chino Hills. Stay tuned for the next video where we explore the urbanity of downtown Chino Hills. The Inland Empire region of Southern California is known for being one of the most car-dependent places in the country, where most new developments are either massive sprawling suburban neighborhoods and shopping centers, or massive sprawling warehouses for the e-commerce industry. There isn't much to be found here in terms of good land use. However, one city stands out as a beacon of light, daring to try something different, constructing more on the human scale of things. Welcome to downtown Chino Hills, an urbanist oasis amongst an otherwise barren desert of car-dependent sprawliness. See, this is what America needs. More walkable streets, more dense downtowns, type of place you don't need to own a car to live. It's awesome. Yeah, take that car culture, pay to park. See, they even got a local arts scene. Nice. So here's a view down Main Street. We got like the stage, we got a fountain, we got some public art. Good public transit is a must. Every good city has a good local coffee shop. And I love all the outdoor patio furniture. It gives like this nice communal space feel. Got some mixed use residential, commercial office space. Love the archways, get some nice shade on a hot day. Then over here we got our government services, the library. It's a historical building dating back to 2006. Sorry, 2008. See, that's what America needs more of. So many cities just waste land, putting public parking, like massive parking structures everywhere, and like surface parking lots that are like really unuseful. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. So there you go, that concludes the tour of downtown Chino Hills. Be sure to like and subscribe for more urbanist content. And also check out my other video about the OCTA Route 26, which was recently extended from Fullerton to here, because as you may have heard, downtown Chino Hills is planning in the process of adding 4 million new units of affordable housing right next to downtown. So that's going to be a very important link to connect Orange County with the San Bernardino County. Yeah. Wait, what's with all the parking lots? Are you telling me this is just a privately owned mall designed to look like a city downtown in the middle of a city that's almost entirely single-family homes? No! No!